Well, the Earlham baseball team saw their season come to an end this past weekend, but they did make it to the championship round of the HCAC tournament, losing to Rolls-Holman in what appeared to be a very exciting ending to that ball game. It was a final of 7-6 by the time it was all said and done. But the Quakers ended up setting a lot of records this year. When it comes to wins, there were a lot of individual records as well. And head coach Steve Sakosits is with us, and you've kind of set that bar pretty high now. But that's something that we've expected ever since you took over the program.
Yeah, this was a special year in that we've made strides. Last year making it to the conference tournament and then losing 2 games. This year coming in, winning our first game, getting in that winner's bracket game against Rolls-Holman, play a tight game with Rolls-Holman, a 4-2 game that we end up losing, have to then come back later that evening and play elimination game against Transylvania again. We were able to beat them and set ourselves up to get in the championship round. We would have had to beaten Rolls-Holman twice on that day. Gave ourselves the opportunity to do that in the first game. Came a little short. They got the winning run in the bottom of the 9th inning, but our kids battled. I think it was really tough on our team for it to finally be over because we thought we had a special team, and we did. I mean, there's someone's got to win and someone's got to lose, and you hate to be on the other side of things, but our kids gave every effort they had, every ounce of energy from the first day they walked on campus to the last day and the last out we had in that game. But I was very proud of the way we played, making some steps, making some strides. Expectations now are even higher as we get each year. That senior class that just graduated for us, their freshman year, they were 12-27. They're leaving here 29-14 in their last year. One of the winningest senior class that the school's ever seen. So they've got a lot to be proud of, and I'm proud of all the kids that we had a part of this thing.
We just learned a couple of moments ago, as of this interview, that you just barely missed out on maybe an at-large bid to the NCAA too. Yeah,
we were definitely in the running to receive one. I think that the conference overall was seen as a bit weaker this year. We're playing 27 conference games. You're going to kind of beat each other up, and that's what hurts us. If we played less conference games and more games in the non-conference, I think that would have helped us because hopefully our conference going out and beating other teams would have done some things, but we're playing 27 or 40 games in conference, so it made it a little bit difficult for the at-large. But, we gave ourselves a chance. Played well down the stretch. Having 29 wins and the players we have on our roster, I think we got some consideration, just wasn't enough to put us over the top.
I'm going to go back to the tournament for just a moment. Last year, as you said, it was not a good 2 games, but I think the feeling was it was good to get there, and you could tell there was a difference this time. Even from talking to the players, it wasn't just good enough to get there. You guys wanted to make some noise, and you did.
Yeah, the best analogy I can give it to is your first day in high school. Going to first day in high school, you're kind of, it's kind of new to you, new surroundings, everything's bigger, seems all that, and, once you get there to your sophomore year, you kind of been there before. You know exactly where everything is, and that's kind of the way we felt about going. It was a different location, Anderson the first year and Rolls-Holman the second year, but we definitely felt more comfortable. We definitely felt like we belonged. We felt like we were a team that it was our tournament to win. We felt, and we were right there. I think it was 4 very good teams. Transylvania was they had taken it to us early in the year. Manchester is always very good. Rolls-Holman is, I think, has a chance at being in the College World Series. How deep they are on the mound and offensively. So it was a very, very well played tournament, and to get to where we got, I think, was an accomplishment for our program. But I think that we, a couple balls here or there, we could have won the thing.
Coach, go back to the 2 Rolls-Holman games. The first game, you leave 11 guys on base, which certainly is uncharacteristic at times for your ball club. Then I was trying to pay as much attention as I could in the second game while I was doing Richmond's game, and it was 6-3, 9th inning. There was a couple of outs, and I thought, well, it must be over. Next thing you know, you guys tie it at 6 apiece. What happened in that ball game?
Matt Mathias went out there, a guy who had a couple starts for us this year, and I thought he threw very well. He battled. He got behind in some counts, but he left that game. It's a 3-3 ball game. He's leaving that game in the top of 6. Dalton Carter comes in and throws well. Gives us a clean 6th inning, 7th inning, and comes in there, and a couple miscues here or there. They take a 3-run lead on us. We get to the 9th inning, get a couple outs, and we get some guys on, and that's the mantra of our team is we just won't give up. And so we moved some guys around. We pinch ran. We played a lot of guys that maybe didn't get as much time during the year. In a tournament setting, as I told you before, you never know when your name's going to be called, and that's what happened. So we tie it up in the ninth inning, 6-6. Walter Talcott, after throwing 119 pitches on Thursday, is out there again on Saturday in the championship game. We get 2 outs. They got a runner on second base. Kind of single up through the middle. Hits off Walter's glove, gets through, and their guy from second scores, and they win 7-6. But the ball just didn't bounce our way in that one. We battled throughout the whole thing. And again, you hate to say that you got to be on the other side of it, but you got to have a winner and a loser. And either team could have won that game. I really feel if we would have gotten to that second game of that day, we were definitely going to win that one. We didn't get that opportunity. But our kids battled, and I was very proud of the way we played.
Well, what a year. 29 wins, and you're individually, a lot of players set individual records for a season. Career records are going to be broken by the time those guys come back next year. Tell you what, you said something to me before we started this interview, and I believe it. If you're not the favorites next year, I don't know who would be.
Yeah, we do have a lot of guys coming back. There's still some guys up in the air with eligibility that we might get them back another year. But we learned a lot about our club this year, and we put them in tough situations. You look at the Wabash game, battling back in that one, and then even in the conference championship, battling back. And it's a team that doesn't give up. And championship mentality is you don't give up. You're always going to go out there, and it's never an easy ball game to play. It would be nice if we were considered as the top favorite to come back, but we've got to go out there if that's the case and play like it. Getting to the point we got to this year is difficult. Getting to the conference championship game is extremely difficult. Our goal next year is to get to that game from the winner's bracket. If we can do that, then you've got to be beat twice to not go to the NCAA tournament. So I like our opportunity. If we get that opportunity to be considered there, I think we'll have the talent to be picked up there. But we've got to work even harder. I know how hard it was for us to not only in the 6 years as our staff's been here to get to this point, but to be in that championship game. And you look at the Washington Nationals when they had the opportunity to get to the World Series, they sat Strasburg, and they said, oh, we'll have more opportunities. Well, they haven't had those opportunities since. So we've got to work even harder. And it makes me hungrier as a coach to want to get back to that point and get over the hump. And I know our kids are the exact same way. They're going to go into this summer. They're going to work hard. They're going to play summer baseball. Brendan Laird staying locally, playing for the Richmond Jazz. I'm excited about having him play there. A lot of guys playing in the Prospect League with teams in I think there's the Kokomo team, and I think there's a Logan or a Lafayette team now. So I think Walter's playing for them. So we've got guys playing all around the country, and you get better by playing summer. You've seen our kids throughout the 4 years they've been here. Our kids leave seniors better than they were freshmen. Yeah. That can't be the case always for other teams in our conference. I just think that our kids, they love baseball. They want to get better at it. They put the work in. And I credit our kids. I told them that the other day. It was so hard saying goodbye at the end of our season because of how hard they work at things to get there. I know the effort they put in, and so it was tough, but our kids are going to come back hungrier than ever.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, that's good news that Brandon Laird's going to play locally, because that'll bring a lot of people out to watch.
Yeah, and it gets we just got to get Earlham baseball out there. We got to get Earlham College out there in general, but we've got to get Earlham baseball out there. We've got to change, and I think we've done a good job so far, but continue to get the brand of baseball, the brand that Earlham College baseball is trying to play out there to the community, to Richmond, and say, man, they got some good baseball players. We want to be the highest level Division III baseball program in the country. We want to be a lower end Division I at the Division III level. Yeah. And I feel like we're getting closer to that.
I do too. Well, congratulations on a great year. And I already told him next year I'm going to be sitting here in the press box. I'm not taking my stuff anywhere until we go to the NCAA tournament. So hopefully
at that point you can pack everything up, unless we're hosting it here, which would be even better. And you still got your seat.
I love that too. Yeah. Coach, good to see you again. Yeah, congratulations on a great year.
Thank you very much.
And of course, we'll keep you guys updated on all the players that are playing around the country as much as we possibly can throughout the entire summer. We'll do that right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.